Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Who Invited Her? We are San Diego's LGBTQ pop culture podcast. I'm your host, Tony. I'm here with my other host,
Daddy Bear Eric.
And
it's me, it's Brynne.
She's back this week, you guys. She was
Sorry,
gone
guys.
last week.
I was.
Where did you go?
I was at my niece's first birthday party, which turned into a divorce celebration, which turned into a massive hangover.
Ooh, typical. But you guys, we have a very special guest this week that I'm super excited to have on the show. Local queen, Jazzlene, East Coast. Did I say it right?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes, you did.
I want to say Jasmine, Jazzlene.
A lot of people say Jazzlene, Jasmine.
Oh, you get all of it.
Jazzlene, East Coast.
Yes.
Or Jazz, whatever.
Jazz. You're part of Strawberry Corn Cake's friend of the show, her house.
Yes, the House of Resilience.
House of Resilience,
yes, me and Strawberry met 5 years ago. We started the house together, and
here you are.
5 years later.
5 years later. So we're going to get into everything about, let's just get into it. When did you come to San Diego? Like, are you born and raised here, or where are you from originally?
So I'm born and raised in New Jersey.
You're East Coast.
Born and raised in Jersey my
Tony
whole life.
seemed truly
shocked.
Jersey,
Yes, Jersey.
He's like, oh, East Coast. It's part of her name.
East Coast, yeah. It's
You better all stop. My dementia is kicking in as the old. I hate you both. I don't like you guys.
So sorry.
You're assholes. Why are you making fun of the elder?
I don't
Why?
You made
This
fun
is
of my
elder
Jennifer-
abuse.
You made fun of my Jennifer Coolidge. So I'm just.
I mean, it was awful.
Likewise, I'm sure.
That is awful.
Bad. You have to give me a minute to get into it. All right, sorry, Jazz.
Okay, Jess. So, East Coast, New Jersey.
So yes, born and raised. I moved to San Diego 5 years ago in 2017, I believe.
Oh, wow.
Actually, I remember the exact date, January 13, 2017.
Oh wow! So you're coming up on your anniversary.
Yes, I'm coming on 6 years now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. How do you like San Diego?
I love San Diego. I love
Yeah.
the weather.
You can't beat
I
the
love
weather.
the people. I just love everything about San Diego. Like I don't think I ever want to go back home.
That's so interesting. So many people that come to San Diego, especially from the Midwest or the East Coast, are like, nope, never going back. This is it for me.
It's just shitty. You have 4 seasons. You have fall, winter, spring. You have to deal with the snow. You have to deal with the heat. And it's not like here. The heat is like humid. Like,
Yeah.
you can't even
We have
breathe.
4 seasons.
Yeah.
We have pre-summer,
Pre-summer.
summer, after summer, and then after summer. That's it.
True.
Right?
It's true.
Yeah.
It's like permanent summer all year round when you're in San Diego. You pay for it. I mean, cost of living is not
Yeah.
cheap.
Well, I mean, that is true. Like you literally pay for
I
it.
don't
You
mind-
do.
I don't mind working hard for this
There you
beautiful.
go, right there.
sorry.
Right
Yeah.
there. Now we can hear.
Yeah.
When did you start drag? When did that
I
happen?
started drag 10 years ago. I would say 2012.
Okay.
October, I was one of those Halloween drag queens. You
I
know,
was just going to ask you, were you a Halloween queen?
I was a Halloween queen. I started actually in Puerto Rico. I had a friend who... I was actually a backup dancer when I was 19 for one of my drag queens friends in Philly.
Yeah.
So I grew up in Jersey right at the border next to Philadelphia. So I was basically a Philly queen more than I was a Jersey queen.
Yeah.
So I was backup dancing a lot for the drag queens in Philly. And then I turned 21 and I realized that I want to be the one performing. I want to be the one, using my creativity and my art. And I just felt like that was more for me.
Oh, nice.
So I moved to Puerto Rico for college. I was there for 2 years. I was living with my dad.
Okay.
And my dad and the rest of my family lives in Puerto Rico. So I stayed over there for 2 years. I went to college and then I decided I wanted to start drag. And I had someone do my makeup for the first time. For the first couple years.
Before you decided, now I'm ready to do my
Before
own.
I started, now I'm ready to do it. And then it took me a long time to get to the position I am today, just because the past 10 years I moved a lot.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
I
yeah.
moved from Puerto Rico to Orlando to back to New Jersey
Wow.
to Arizona. And then 5 years ago, I was like, I'm tired of moving. I want to go somewhere where I can do what I want to do.
Yeah.
And I wanted to move to LA. I ended up moving to San Diego with a job. I went to LA and I hated it.
Yeah. I
Why?
agree.
What's the difference for you?
So I grew
Hold
up
on.
in,
Pause. There we go. Okay. Ask it again.
What's the difference for you between here and LA?
for me, I grew up already in like an horrible area, like the ghetto. Like it was one of the most dangerous cities in the U.S. growing up.
Oh, wow.
So going to LA just reminded me of that lifestyle, and it reminded me of just the shitty people and just the things that I was surrounded as a kid that I try not to remember and try to like stay away from.
Yeah.
So LA just didn't give me that
It
vibe.
didn't
And San
vibe.
Diego was just beautiful. Everything about San Diego, the people, the weather.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I feel like San Diego just treated me good when it came to my drag. And yeah.
I think the people here are a little nicer.
Yes.
Much
Some of
nicer.
them.
Yeah.
Miriam T. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, some of them.
Bitch. How would you describe the drag scene here compared to, like, let's say Philly or even Puerto Rico or where you were before you came to San Diego?
I would say for sure here, there's more opportunities for the drag queens. There's more venues and more productions that are going on for the queens. And I think back home, it is more of a competitive situation because there's not many bars or clubs that are willing to give a budget to the drag queens like they are here. From what I see, a lot of the girls have to like fight for their spot over there. There's not many venues. I know, like, if I go back home to Philly, there's probably like one venue that does drag shows.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And Philly's a pretty big
Yeah.
city.
Exactly.
You would think it'd be.
Yeah, it's a pretty big city.
Yeah.
But it's just the quality of people, I guess. I'm not, I grew up there, so I'm allowed to say there's just a lot of people that are not on the mindset that the people in San Diego are. A lot of people here are here to be successful and here to work hard. And I just feel like the area that I grew up in, a lot of people stay where they're at.
No drive to move
There's
forward.
no drive,
Got it.
and there's no drive. There's no money. So when you do shows, there's nothing.
Yeah.
There's
Plus, here you are just soaked in vitamin D, so how can you not
so
be
true.
happy? all the time?
exactly. And I feel like people actually go out to support the shows. They actually go
yeah,
out to watch
yeah.
the queens, and over
Yeah.
there, they're just out for the clubs. And a queen is performing, they're on their phone, they don't care, So it's just more respected here, I think.
Yeah, I think, like I've always said it on the show, I think San Diego, we have such an underrated drag scene.
Yes.
I think we get looked over a lot because we're so close to LA.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we have some of the best drag, I think, like especially on the West Coast.
Yes,
Like we really,
for
really
sure.
do. And I love that we fly under the radar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But that's the best part, because I feel like being underestimated
Gives
is
you
always a
people-
good thing, because
Yeah.
you're always going to prove people wrong. And I
That
think
is
that's
true.
like the good thing about San Diego. And I work with a lot of the drag queens here at Stun every other Sunday at Rich's, and they love coming to San Diego. They love the energy, they love the clubs. And I know for me, where I came from, there was no venues like Rich's. There
yeah.
was no venues like Flicks or nothing like Gossip Girl or Moe's. So I do think that San Diego has a lot, for
A lot
the
of
gay
venues, because
community.
you have the whole Moe's universe, and then you
Yeah.
have number one does their
Yeah.
thing, Riches, and even the Rail
Yeah.
is getting back into it and all of that. Even though we've lost a lot of the gay bars, such as Numbers, Bourbon Street, The Flame, all of that. But I feel like even after the pandemic, it feels like the community's gotten a lot more community in a way.
I agree.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people just want more drag shows now. Like
Oh, yeah.
even
Yeah.
like even places that are not like gay areas and stuff.
Well,
like,
look at what was it? Miriam T took all the queens down to PB
to PB, yeah.
to Mavericks
Yeah.
for holiday
Yeah.
or for the Halloween show.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
She took me down last month and we did Oktoberfest, which
Yeah?
was like a beer fest.
Yo,
and
it's a mess.
I was a little nervous
Oh my
because it was
God.
it was like 4 drag queens, all like straight
bros.
Yeah.
white people,
okay,
like,
you can say it, you
like like jockey white man and
Yep.
stuff like that. So
Yeah.
growing up, I'm insecure. I grew up a little feminine boy, so
As we all do.
It was a little nerve wracking, but they respected it. They loved it, and I think the
that's
world is changing a little bit, even though
Yeah.
we don't see it.
Yeah.
It is a little bit getting better.
That's nice to
Yeah,
hear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That it gives us a little bit of hope.
Yeah.
A little bit.
a little bit, a little bit.
Okay, what is your go-to drag number?
Yeah.
If
My
people are coming to a Jazzlene East Coast show,
Yeah.
what is your number one number, and what could they expect going to see you perform your show?
So I'm gonna say "Let's Get Loud" just because
J-Lo.
I love Jennifer Lopez. She's
Yeah.
one of the artists that influenced me as a Puerto Rican drag queen. Not only that, but it's a song to celebrate everything, love and who you are and what you are. And it's a fun song for me. It has the little salsa, swipe to it, but it also has the English, like, I'm American.
Yeah.
But I grew up speaking Spanish, so I just love that song just interpreted everything that I am,
Yeah.
like just shows my culture, but it's a fun song.
It's a fun
Yeah,
song.
it's a
People
fun
can party
song.
down
I have
to
so
it.
much fun. I have so much fun.
How would you describe your drag to somebody who's new to Jazzlene East Coast?
I would say my drag is a little bit of glam, for sure, a little spicy.
For sure.
She's sassy. But like I always tell people, I grew up in the hood, so I'm a little banji. I got the banji glam. So anytime you see me, you're gonna expect a little hood, but she's always gonna be sophisticated. She's always gonna be glamorous,
Yeah.
and she's always gonna give you a show.
That's
Yeah.
yeah.
That's a good- yeah.
I will say you were a dancer
Oh,
through and
100%.
through. Like it is, you are going to see a dance show.
Yeah,
for
because I think
sure.
the first time I saw you perform was at Courtney's Ultimate Drag Brunch, which I know she's putting it on hiatus for a bit, but I have said it on the show. It is by far one of the best drag brunch in San Diego, I
Yeah.
think. Like, that's where I first saw you, and she brings in, like, talented girls for that show.
She does.
So it's going to be very missed.
I
I hope
know.
somebody takes up the reins and
I just
continues it at the rail. on
Yeah,
stage.
it's just a lie, I think for Strawberry, she does everything out of,
Yeah.
her own pockets and out of her own things.
Yeah.
So I think it's time for her to focus on herself and what
Yeah.
she wants to do.
Yeah.
For me, I'm not ready to take on a big show like
You're
that.
like,
Yeah. I host La Bomba here and there, and
Yeah.
I do like drag bingo here and there and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I'm still getting comfortable, speaking, and I'm not like a on the spot funny person. I'm more
Yeah.
like a goofy person. I'm
Yeah.
a physical comedy, not a verbal comedy.
Yeah.
So I think I'm still trying to get more comfortable with trying to play with the crowd
practice.
and things like
That's
that.
what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
Because we were a bunch of idiots when this
Yeah.
started. And we still are. We don't know why people listen. But hey, thank you. It's true.
Yeah.
Where's your okay, so what is your go-to bar in San Diego?
Yeah.
My go-to bar.
Okay, to perform, two-part question. I always think of
Okay,
this
yeah,
halfway
no, you're
through.
fine.
Two-part question to perform in, and then when you're not performing and you want to go out and have a
drink.
good night out drinking, which bar is it?
Okay, so to perform in, I love Riches. I just love the ambience. I love the stage. Like I said, I'm gonna say I love performing this whole time because
Yeah.
that's like what I love to do. And I just think like when I'm on the Riches stage, I just feel like a celebrity. I feel like
Yeah.
a star. I feel like I feel so good with
Riches
the
is
lights and the
fun.
music and the smoke and everything. Because that's what I want to do. I want to be able to travel the world and like do concert style performances
Yeah.
and have fireworks and stuff like that. So when I'm at Riches, I feel like, like I'm Beyonce.
She's feeling the fantasy.
Yeah, so I love performing at Riches. I would say my go-to place, I would say number one. I
Number
love
one,
number
yeah.
one just because not only is that one of the places where I got my first opportunities here as a drag queen, I just love the ambience. I love the people. I hate really packed places. And I think like Riches is one of those places, if you go on like a busy night, it's super packed and
Yeah.
just people are bumping all over you. So with number one, at least you have the outside, you get some air, or you can go to the front.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, I just like the ambience at number one when I'm going out
Number one
myself.
for sure is like one of our favorite haunts in the
Yeah.
city.
Yeah.
Eric and I have talked about this on the show. Stunts in San Diego. If you guys are not going to stunt on Sunday nights,
Yeah.
it is so much fun.
Yes.
As an older gay, I love that Miss Courtney took us into consideration and started the events a little earlier than midnight.
Yes.
And I've told her, I'm like, I love that I can go get put a good time in and still be
Yeah.
in bed at a good time.
Have a
Still
good.
take your
Have a
Metamucil
nightcap and go to
Yeah.
bed.
And then after, then the kids could take it up until 2 in the morning.
And the good thing is, like, performances start at 10:30. So if
Yeah.
you want to go watch one or two performances,
Yeah.
you can. You know.
And even if you go at 9, there's still so many people are
Yeah.
coming in and filtering in, and
Yes,
Yeah.
everybody, the looks every
Yeah.
week. They did such a good job with stunt. I can't
Yeah.
say that enough. I know
Yeah.
every time we've gone, we've had such a good
Yeah,
time.
I never thought a Sunday night could like be so popular
I
and so
know.
big, but wow, it's taken off.
I
It's
mean,
really cool.
from growing up in the '90s, I love that it has that whole club kid vibe from back then.
Yeah.
I just love that. Shut up, Brynne.
That was-
I just love. I could.
That-
I like. She's looking at me like, yeah, you old bitch.
This is just how my face looks.
Yeah, judgy.
And that is the point of stunt, for people to feel comfortable and people to
Yeah.
go in and feel like they could be whoever they want to be.
Yeah.
You know, like queer, LGBT, androgynous, do whatever you want. And that's what I love about stunt. I try to do different looks, but
Yeah.
you know, I like to be pretty.
I like to be pretty.
I know Strawberry wants me so bad. She's like, do a look without your hair. I love your bald look, androgynous. I'm like, maybe.
Oh,
Because
that would be
like I
cool.
love wearing long wigs. That's what I
Yeah.
love about drag, is I love the wigs and stuff like that. But soon you'll see
Soon.
me soon. You'll see me soon, bald headed somewhere. Right?
Oh god. So there is a thing we do with our guests on the show, and we haven't done this in a while.
Oh God.
We are going to do. Where's my sound effects?
Getting to know you.
Do you remember this, Eric?
It's been a while.
Getting to know you.
So for anybody who doesn't remember this, I have some random questions that we're gonna have a Jazzlene pick from, and no matter what, she has to answer the question. And we'll
Okay.
chime in.
Sounds
We'll
good.
chime in.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay.
Bing,
Let's do
bing,
this.
bing, bing.
Yeah, go ahead. You can do sound effects.
Bing, 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 bing,
Let's
bing.
see
Is
what
it
it
Star
is.
Wars?
I don't know.
Yeah, what was that? You know what? Add it to your great list of impressions.
Yes.
Impressions that I do. I can
Okay.
do Owen Wilson.
Oh,
Wow.
so they just
Can you
get
do
worse
Britney?
and worse,
Can
you
she do
guys.
Britney?
Oh, I can do Britney. I could
let's
do
see,
Britney.
Okay, let's see. Let's hear it.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
baby, baby,
okay.
how
Okay.
was I supposed to know?
Oh,
Something wasn't right here. Yeah, everyone can do
I
Britney.
mean, am I right or am I right?
I hate you guys.
Okay,
fun
first
day.
question. First question.
Yeah.
Is cereal soup? Why or why not? I mean, it's like chicken or the egg.
I
Is
mean,
cereal
I don't
soup?
think it's soup.
I mean-
There's no broth, right? It's just
Milk?
like it's a
Is it?
milk.
I
a
mean-
milk broth.
I mean, look at think of it soup,
Like a cream of mushroom is
Yeah.
like milk. It's
It-
like cream.
You're right. It is.
but
it
it's
is cream.
liquid
Okay.
with
Yeah.
food in
Mhm.
it.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say absolutely not because it's not heated up.
Yeah.
What about gazpacho?
Yes.
Oh, good point.
I-
Is-
I
is
stumped me
cereal
there.
soup-
I just feel like there's no ingredients, so
There's
no.
just
Just
sugar and milk.
cereal.
Sugar milk.
Sugar milk.
Okay, next question. Ready? Pick. Let's see what you got.
I'm not gonna do any noises.
Come on, Brynne. Toilet paper under or over?
You know,
When you
I,
put
I
on the
feel like
roll.
my friends just asked me this the other day. I
Did they
swear we were
really?
just talking about this. Over.
Over.
Yeah.
Always over.
Yeah,
Oh
like one
my
of my
gosh.
friends said under. We were like, why
What,
would you
are
want
you
to
a
do all
serial
that
killer?
work?
Are you a
Like,
sociopath?
that's-
Wrong with you?
yeah,
Are,
yeah.
are you the kind of person who would change it if you see it under and be
Yes.
like, this,
Yes.
I can't survive
I
life
will,
like this.
I will.
I
do.
can't. I have to admit.
I never actually pay attention when I put it on until I'm actually, and then I'm like, what? Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
What is wrong with me?
Yeah.
Okay, next one. Let's see. I hope it's one of the juicy ones.
I know, right?
Oh, what would be the absolute worst name you could give your child?
The worst name?
Yeah, what would be the worst name for your child if you have a child?
If I were a child, I mean, I think the worst name just would be giving them your name. I just
Junior?
Wow.
Yeah.
I always hate when people give their children their own name. Like
Yeah.
I don't like
That's a read.
I hate
That
it.
is.
That
I hate
is.
it.
So many people listening right
They're
now.
gonna
I
be
know. I'm
like,
so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I
You're
just-
taking
I-
away their identity.
I just feel like they're new into this world. Give
Yeah,
them a
let
new
them have
their
identity.
own-
You know,
let their
like
own personality shine
you know,
through.
like no one wants to follow your
Women
footsteps.
don't,
That's
do,
like-
yeah, women don't do that.
Yeah,
We don't name our kids ourselves.
No.
Not really.
I do want to
no.
name, if I do have a kid, I would name them fuckers. So when I yell, I'm like, get over here, you little fucker. And they're like, why are you calling? No, that's their name.
Yeah,
That's right.
that's their
Yeah,
name.
you'd have that kid for
Yeah.
a while, Tony.
Huh?
Yeah.
I will I?
No, you'd have that kid for a while.
Yeah.
And then it'd be like, nah.
Nah. Okay. Let's mix these up a bit. Okay, pick
Oh,
one.
baby,
Let's see. What is it gonna be? Okay. If humans came with a warning label, what would yours be, Jazzlene?
Oh, man.
With
What
the
would
warning
your
label.
warning label be?
My warning label would be I am. So I have a really fast metabolism. I'm always
Obviously,
hungry.
you're like the size of my thigh.
I'm always hungry, so I would say like beware, bitches, because I'm hungry and I will go off on you. I don't know what I would say at that moment, but I
You're
always
like-
tell people when I'm really hungry, like just beware, like just stay away
Oh,
from
you
me.
get-
Yeah.
what is it?
Hangry.
I get like
Hangry?
hangry, like
Hangry.
hangry, and I can't control it. Like the other day, I went out with like my boo, and we were at dinner, and I just was giving him attitude the whole time.
I know how that feels.
Before
Yeah.
the food came, he's like, "Oh, do you want something to drink?" I say, "I just want food. Leave me alone.
I
just
have
want food." I just want food."
a friend who's in the other room who does the same goddamn thing. It's like he is a nightmare until he gets
A
food.
gremlin
yeah.
until.
It is.
Yeah.
He's literally a gremlin. I'm like,
And I don't know why. I try to control it, but it's really hard.
do you
It's
guys
hard.
get hangry?
I get, like-
Brynne and Eric?
I don't.
Sometimes.
I get like miserable.
Sometimes, right?
Caesar covered. He was like, don't make eye contact. Don't make eye. He's looking at everywhere but Eric.
I would just say,
Oh, you do?
beware when
Oh,
I'm
he
hungry,
does.
because I
Beware when
will
you're hungry.
probably eat you alive. Yeah.
Brynne, I've never asked you. What would your warning label be? Because I know Eric's answered this. a
What is
couple
mine?
times. I forget. You've answered this question.
I could tell you what I think I would have said.
What?
Do not mix with Jaeger.
Oh,
Do not-
my God. Yeah.
I love that one.
I don't like, caution, everything you say will hurt my feelings.
True.
My feelings are
As she's crying right now. She made fun of her
my
impression.
feelings are constantly being hurt.
But that was a little bit of getting to know you. Yay!
Yay.
Now we're going to play one of my favorite
God.
things. And Eric's going to help me out with this. So we do this with all the queens in San Diego because I like
Okay.
putting everybody on the spot.
Oh yeah.
So as our regular listeners know, we do fuck, marry, but we don't say kill because we don't want to kill anybody. It's
No.
lock him in a porta potty at 150 degrees outside at Coachella.
Ain't that killing them though?
Their career. No, I'm kidding. So I'm going to give you 3 queens that you may or may know in San Diego.
Okay.
And Eric's going to pick some too, so think about it right
I'll
now.
think about some.
And then you have to decide which one
Lots
you're
of
going to
living.
fuck, which one you're going to marry, and which one you're going to lock in that porta potty.
Okay.
Are you ready for your first one?
Yes, I'm ready.
Oh, our friend of the show, Strawberry Corn Cakes. Her mother, Adonis Illusion. And then let's see, what is a third? Who's a really good third one? Grotesca.
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. So you made it easy already.
I know. I gotta hear what. No, okay,
Ready.
go.
Marry Strawberry
That's a power move. right there.
because
That's
the
a power
bitch can
move.
cook,
She'll
and I
cook
need.
for you.
I was just talking about how I get hungry,
Yeah.
so I need somebody that can. I would fuck Grotesca.
You know that would be wild as fuck.
I know. And then I'm sorry, Adonis. I'm gonna have to lock you up in a porta potty, Mama. I love you. I love you, Brady.
That is your grandmother. No, I'm
that's
kidding.
your
She's even your
mother-in-law.
mother-in-law.
Yeah,
Grotesca, yeah. Everybody always says they either want to fuck Grotesca or lock her in a
Oh,
porta potty.
really?
Oh, no one ever marries Grotesca.
No.
Oh, no.
Okay, Eric.
I would say, let's keep one where it's like a whole family.
Oh my God.
Let's say Jasmine
Jasmine's
Glam.
Oh, the glams.
Let's do
Yeah.
I do it.
Jasmine Glam, Quinn, or what's Jazz's husband's name?
Jax.
Jax.
I love
Yes.
Jax.
Yes.
Jax
Jax.
is so cool.
Oh, they're all great. There you
It's
They're all
go.
hard because I
There
love
you
all
go.
three.
I
I would say marry Jax. I love Jax. He's
Jax,
such a
yeah.
sweetheart.
Yeah.
Even though he's
She-
already
yeah.
married.
Yeah, he's already married. It's okay. I mean, nowadays people
Sister
do
wives.
thruples, right?
You can go to
That's
sister
another time.
Who would you fuck and who's
Fuck
going to be
Quinn.
Jasmine.
Jasmine, I'm sorry, only because
Girl.
I don't like the kitty.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lock you up, mommy. 'Cause I don't like the kitty.
I'm putting
yeah.
that on a shirt. I don't like the kitty.
I don't like the kitty.
Oh, that's too funny.
That's great.
Okay, next one. I don't know if have you worked with Michelada?
I have.
Okay, Michelada, Miriam T, and Glitz Glam. Let's do the mother of the
Ooh.
glam.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Okay, so Gliz, Michelada, and
And
Miriam. Okay, so I'm gonna say fuck Michelada. I don't know what else to say. I don't know who else I'm fucking. I don't know. What
Miriam and Glitz.
marry Gigi?
Yeah.
Gigi,
Yeah.
and then throw Miriam in a porta potty because her mouth, girl.
She's already
I
a
love
porta
you,
potty.
Miriam. I love you, godmother.
She's gonna come for you. After.
Yeah.
This does not go
She's-
unnoticed or
no.
unspoken.
You know what,
She's
that's
my
the-
You don't
godmother. So I'm
listen.
sorry,
No, I'm
godmother.
kidding.
That's the usual answer. Most people are locking her. in a
Yeah,
porta
most
potty.
people are locking her
Yeah,
away.
most people are gonna like her anyway. So
Yeah.
I'll just
Oh my God,
There
this
you
will
go.
not
I'll
stand.
help them out.
No,
I'll
We're
like
gonna hear about
her
this.
I know I'm gonna hear it at the next show, but it's
Yeah.
okay.
You probably
It's okay.
will.
It's okay.
That's fine.
Yeah,
That's
it's
fine.
okay.
I'm trying to think who else
Miriam's
is.
truffle shuffle. When Miriam did the truffle
Truffle
shuffle
shuffle?
for that drag show when she
Yeah.
did Goonies, that was like the highlight of my life.
That
I showed
was
that video to everyone. It was
stupid.
so stupid. It was so genius.
Yeah.
I like lost my voice. I was screaming so
You
hard.
were.
So Miriam, that was a good
I have one more. Go
oh,
ahead. You go.
I was
God.
gonna say, okay, Chad Michaels,
Ugh.
Kixie Vixen, or Paris Sakomi Max.
Oh, those are like all the.
Yeah.
Oh, you better answer this one real careful.
Okay, so
That was mean, Eric.
this is only easy for me because I don't.
You have.
I'm
fucked one of
gonna
them?
put Paris in a porta potty only because I don't really know her that well.
Hey, that's
We've
fair.
never
Legit.
like so that's the
Fair.
only reason why.
That was a Mariah Carey move.
I was yeah,
I don't know her.
I don't know
Oh,
her.
I don't know her.
And then Kixie fuck and then marry
Chad.
Chad. Yes.
Power move. Power
move.
couple.
Yeah,
There you
right?
go.
Yeah.
I know the right people to marry. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
That's the key to life, really.
It really,
Yeah,
really
Yeah,
is.
it really is.
But you guys, we're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna have more with Jazzlene, and then we're gonna talk about Wakanda Forever because I know you
Yeah,
saw it,
yes.
and I did.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk a little bit of Lindsey Lohan, I know, and then a bunch of other fun stuff. But we will be right back, everybody.
If you're watching the show on YouTube, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give these idiots a like. You can follow the show on Instagram at whoinvitedher_podcast and on Twitter and Facebook at whoinvitedhersd. Visit the show's website at whoinvitedher.net for merchandise and other crap. Now sit back and enjoy the rest of this dumpster fire.
Hey, everybody, we're back from break. We were having lots of conversations
We
on
were.
break. So you're gonna be what for next
I'm-
Halloween?
so-
we were talking already about next Halloween.
Yeah. I want to be Julia Roberts, but from the opening sequence where she has the white lawn bob wig and the
Yes.
hat and the blazer and the
Yeah, and then the
yeah,
slut
with the
outfit
boots.
underneath.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm not shaving any body hair. I'm keeping the beard. So I'm doing like just a man as Julia Roberts, and then Caesar's gonna dress as Richard Gere in a
I love it.
double-breasted blazer
and carry around a gerbil.
A large cell phone.
A gerbil?
God,
Nobody
that
remembers
poor,
that
Yeah, I
rumor?
remember that
Yes.
poor man. Could you imagine someone just randomly is like,
Did you wait? First of all, have you guys heard about this?
Yes.
No.
So there was back in the 80s. Was
Yeah.
it the 80s?
90s.
like the,
Late-
ni-
late
the, ni-
90s.
the 90s? Yeah.
There was a rumor about Richard Gere that he had a fetish of shoving gerbils up his ass.
Yeah.
I never heard of that.
It was this big thing for
it went
years.
forever and
Wait,
ever
so
and
is that
ever.
why
It was so
Eminem
long
had
ago.
a song with like something about a gerbil up his ass?
Probably.
Something
Probably,
like
yeah.
that? I know. I should not have been listening to Eminem, but I was when I was growing up.
I'm
Yeah,
sure.
it was part of pop culture
Yeah.
in the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's never gone away.
Never
Okay.
gone away.
That poor man.
Yeah.
He has met the Dalai Lama, but when he dies, his obituary would say, "Do you guys think he stuck a gerbil up his ass?" And that's all we'll talk about.
That's all they'll talk
He's a man, a grandfather, a father, an activist.
Sure.
And
An
we're
actor.
like,
The first
But
man
what do
to
you think
stick a
about that
gerbil up his
gerbil?
ass.
That's what you're going to be known for.
Yeah.
God, that's
God,
poor.
could
He,
you
he,
imagine?
he,
Could you imagine?
he wins a lifetime achievement award, and it's
like,
just like
You're like an actor who's been like Oscar nominated,
Yeah.
and you eventually, at some point, someone asks you, like, Richard, you gotta say something about the gerbil up your ass. You have to make a public statement.
did it really happen, and how was the process?
Someone
And-
tells you, Richard, here's it. You're like,
Brynne is cracking herself up.
She's
over here.
just
I
yeah.
was an officer and a gentleman, and you're telling me I have to give a press
Like-
conference?
about a gerbil. Speaking of gerbils, I saw Wakanda Forever.
Oh, wow. What a
You're
segue.
like, I know. I didn't know
What a
how to bring it
segue.
up.
Wow.
So I was very excited to watch this film. Like, I just watched it this week because it came out, I think, the week before. And I know Jazzlene, Jazzlene,
Jazzlene. It's okay.
Jazzlene.
It's okay.
Jesus
Jazzlene.
Christ, there's so many
Jazzlene.
you watched it too.
Yes,
Yeah.
I did. I
So-
actually watched it last night.
Oh,
Not
you
even
did. So it's
24 hours
fresh
ago.
on your
It's
brain.
Very fresh for
So
you.
this is a follow-up to the Black Panther, and it's really sad. Chadwick, the guy that played Black Panther, passed away. I really enjoyed the film. It was long. I really, as a like everybody that listens knows, I'm a huge comic book nerd, all that kind of stuff. I really enjoyed the film, but there were some parts of it that I was just like, I will say the way they handled Chadwick's passing, they did it beautifully in the film.
Oh,
With the
that's good.
beginning of the film and at the end of the film, it was a great book ends for the film. The problem I did have with the film was there was so much plot. It felt like they shoved so much into it that you lose what's happening half the time.
Yeah.
And you think, why do I care about
Oh, it's like
these?
Game of Thrones. It's
Yeah.
like there's too many subplots.
It was too much.
Yeah.
Too much. I was like, it could have been an easily hour and 50-minute movie.
Yes.
But they just
Not even that's
jammed
long.
it in.
And I understand, the passing of the actor had
Yeah.
to change the script a lot, but there's a way to get the movie going. And for me, it was parts where I'm like, I was kind of dozing off a little bit. I felt bad because I wanted to respect the movie,
Yeah.
for what it is. And
Yeah.
it is an amazing movie, but for sure, it wasn't as exciting as
The first one.
for
Yeah.
sure.
I love that pretty much the entire cast was people of color, and it was very female driven, which I loved. I think the problem with it was just too much plot for they should have simplified it. I have to say, Angela Bassett does not age.
I
at
also
all.
the
She
one
looks
thing
incredible.
that I have heard is that she deserves an Oscar
Oh,
for
yes.
this movie.
100%.
Everyone
Yes.
is saying that she's never
Yes.
won one.
No, never.
Yeah.
And that, which is a surprise because
Her as
My
Tina
God,
Turner.
But she's
Are
never
you kidding
won.
me?
Really?
She's
Wow.
never won
not
an
even for any
Oscar.
of her roles.
I feel
Nope,
like she's
not for
been
What's Love
acting
Got
my
to Do with
entire
it.
life.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I will say, the costume design for the movie was
Oh,
brilliant.
amazing.
So this is the first time in the MCU universe that they have indigenous people or from Latin America heritage, all of that, as a major character in a film besides American Chavez that was in the last Doctor Strange film, but
yeah.
she wasn't the main character. She was one of the side characters. So I'm still waiting for Marvel to do a film that is that has Latin America or that whole indigenous or even Asian culture as the forefront.
Yeah.
Even though we had one film, Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi. I love that. I've
Yes.
seen
Which
that
I
movie
love.
like
That's an amazing
12.
movie.
I've seen the movie 12 times. I
It's
put it
so
on all the
underrated.
time.
Yeah.
That movie's so
But when
good.
it comes to the Latin community, we don't have that in the
Yeah,
the
like give
Marvel
us a
universe.
hero. Like we deserve
So,
a hero too. You know?
With
Yeah.
this film, the one thing that that kind of bothered me, seeing that this was the first time indigenous people were featured in a Marvel film like this, that they were villainized. in it.
Yeah. Yes.
God,
You know what I
that's-
mean?
Yes,
I was
I
just
do.
like,
yeah.
Yes.
oh, I love that I was telling this story, but why do they got to make him kind of a bad guy?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
yeah.
know.
I
It's-
agree with you.
It's
I
hard
don't know.
because, like, yes, like, but the way that they defend it is they're like, oh, well, we had an open casting and this was the best person for the role. And do you not want us to give the role
Yeah.
to a Latin
Yeah.
American
We
person?
love it, but
Because they're a
yeah.
villain, but it's like, no, we want you to write more roles and have more availability
Yeah.
so that there's
I
multiple.
just felt like-
Exactly.
Yes.
Since this is the first introduction of that
Yeah.
into the Marvel universe, why did they have to be kind of villains for the
Yeah,
film?
Yeah.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The other thing that was kind of cool with it is that I know in Black Panther and the way they market Wakanda Forever, it's like it's the strongest nation within the Marvel universe. It showed that they're not, and that they're actually there's weaknesses within
Oh, okay, yeah.
the way it's structured after Chadwick, who played Black Panther, has passed
Yeah.
away. And you're like, oh, you see the cracks within this like mighty universe of Wakanda, which kind of made it more realistic in a way.
It's not
you
like
know?
one dimensional.
Yeah,
you understand
you
there's
see
not a
them
monolith.
actually.
Yeah.
Oh, they're weak. They're not the strongest.
Yeah.
They have competition. I thought the girl who played what's her name that played Shuri Latita, right? I think her name is
Yeah,
the
yeah,
actress.
yeah.
Shuri is the sister, right?
Sister, yeah, to Black Panther. So the movie really focuses around her and her journey and how she's handling the death of her
Yes.
brother in the film. I think she was brilliant as an
Yes.
actress.
She's
The
such a great
only
actress.
problem I had with it is the writing for her character sometimes came off a little bratty. And I was like, I get it because she's playing like a teenager
Yeah.
or young adult.
Yeah.
But on some points, I want to say, "Girl, get over it."
Yeah.
Girl, you got to
Yeah.
just pull up your big girl panties. Come
Yes.
on.
Yes.
Well, that's the problem with female characters a lot.
But
So
all
it's
in
based
all,
on real life.
Yeah. What did you think, Jazzlene?
So I loved her in the movie. I love that she became the Black Panther instead of
Spoilers.
instead. Oh, I'm sorry,
No, it's
guys.
fine.
Instead of like writing someone else into the movie, you gave it to someone that was already like near the throne.
That's what I really like, that they
Yeah.
kept it with the characters from the
Yes.
first one, like the mom, her, the general,
Yes.
and then Napia's, her character comes back. And it's all of them that you are invested with in the first film. They're the ones that are like leading the charge. But I also felt like the general, the princess, and then what is her name? I forget her name now. I
Is it
can't think of
the bald chick.
Nakia.
Nik-
Lupita Nyong'o.
Lupita Nyong'o, yeah.
I think they could have been their own movie.
Yeah.
The four
I think
women.
they are
Yeah.
thinking of
It
developing.
was
'cause-
just
yeah.
Yeah. Go
Yeah.
ahead. Sorry.
No, no, no,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
I just saw like. I saw the Shuri, which is
Yeah, Shuri.
the Black Panther. Sorry, guys.
Ah!
and
Her
then,
costume, though.
and her costume was amazing.
That was
I loved
so
it, but I wanted
badass.
it more. I wanted
Yeah.
more. Why?
Yeah.
Not, you know, like I feel like it took so long for her to get to that point.
I did too, and I felt
Yeah.
like there wasn't enough fight scenes that were really like hardcore.
Yeah.
And I do have to say, the guy that played, for all of the comic book nerds, in the movie, he is. In the comic book, it's Submariner is the original character who's a demigod. But in the Namor is what they call him in the movie. But
Yeah,
he's
No love. No love. I remember. See,
Yeah.
I remember.
So he's the leader of the ancient civilization of the indigenous people, all that. The actor who played him was fantastic. And the way they handled that whole character. And at the end, spoiler alert, you realize he's not as bad as, you understand why he's doing
His
what he's
story.
doing.
And that is the whole
Yeah.
thing with the Marvel Universe. And I'm such a person that's like, well, the comics were better than the movies, and
Yeah.
they weren't true to
Yeah.
the comics. But
They
it's
did a
like-
good job with that.
Yeah, it's like the whole premise of everything is that at some point Scarlet Witch's amazing and like
Uh-huh.
so, heroic and awesome. And then she becomes a villain. And then
Yeah.
you see the story arcs of all of the people that it's like everyone in the Marvel Cinematic Universe based on the comics is not just one thing. They're multidimensional, and there are events that take place to turn them into villains. And then
Yeah.
there are generally, like, you see with Dark Phoenix with like, God, I'm so geeking out right now.
I love it. Somebody who speaks my language.
Like, like with Jean Grey, you
Yeah.
see that like you can be a hero and a villain, and then you can be rehabilitated, and it's not ever just one
Yeah.
thing. So.
But also too, they made God, we're giving so many spoilers for this film. So if you have not watched it, you can skip
Eric
this
and I
part.
haven't watched it.
I'm sorry, you guys.
I'm sorry,
I'm
guys.
sorry. So there is one part that, you know what, I'm not even going to bring it up because I
Okay.
want it to be a surprise. But with the series character, she meets one of her. When she becomes Black Panther, like in the first one, they go to their ancestors and
Yeah.
somebody comes and visits. The person who visits her is not who you think. You know what I'm talking
Yes, yes.
Where I was like,
Thank God, because I was
oh.
gonna say that. I was like,
I know. I was like, oh, plot twist. So
Yeah.
she is not all
No,
adorable
yeah,
and cute.
no.
And she has a little bit
Yeah.
of evil revenge in her. I see. Yeah.
I love that part of the movie because
I did
that
too.
that was the first part of the movie. I'm like, okay, good. So
Okay,
it
so-
shows the connection with her other side of the family. not
Yeah, the
just,
darker
like,
side.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So it
It's
was
like in
awesome.
Star Wars where he goes into the cave and he's fighting Darth Vader, and then the helmet comes off, and it's
Yes.
really
Yeah.
him. It's
Yeah.
Luke.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
I'm not gonna say why I'm sad in this
Nerd.
movie, but I feel bad for her in this movie just
Yeah.
because
She's
you
going
know,
through a
you'll
deal.
see it.
She's
You'll see
going
it.
through
You'll
the
see.
deals. I did love the beginning montage when they have the Marvel sign come in.
Yes.
That was
How
so
that paid
awesome.
tribute to Chadwick, and it was just dead silence.
And it was like a moment of silence.
Oh,
yeah.
it was so well done. And at the end, spoiler alert again, when she's sitting on the beach and they play the Rihanna song and they show the flashbacks of the oh my
Yes, that
God, it
was-
was so good.
Yes.
Eric
Sorry.
and I
Chills.
are constantly sending each other memes and
Yes.
gifs about that Rihanna song.
We do.
Oh, you guys, that Rihanna song was waiting for that beat to drop. Never happening.
Did it actually fit well with the movie though?
Yes,
Like,
it actually was
So
good.
yeah,
It fits well only for the movie. Let's
only
just-
for the movie
Makes
for
sense
sure.
in the context of the movie, but not for her to drop it as a single when we've
No.
been waiting for
No.
music.
I
for
know.
I
years.
think Rihanna should have waited till the movie came out
Yeah.
Yes.
I
and
f-
then dropped it.
Yes, or I feel like if you're gonna drop that one, like a day later,
Follow it up.
drop your
Drop
like
another
single
one.
single.
Yeah.
Because I was like, okay,
Okay,
Yeah.
this is
I love you,
cute.
Riri. I love you.
But-
But I was like, okay, Mama, thank you, thank you for that.
I
It
mean,
was
still
cute.
thank you, Rihanna.
Yeah.
Still thank
Yeah.
you.
How
But
do we
it fit perfect the way they ended it with
Yeah,
that and
yeah.
her on the beach. And
The
it
song
was
actually
so
went good with the
cute.
movie.
glad it
for
went
sure,
for
yeah.
something.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ain't gonna be hearing that at
Those
Rich's.
memes are
That's
also
time.
really good though, too.
I will not be performing that.
I know. Oh, you guys having your side conversation.
I know, sorry.
I know. God, remember you're on a podcast, bitches.
Yes.
Yes.
Brynne,
My
you
dating
had-
life.
Yes, I want to. You were teasing about this before the show.
So I had just had something that I wanted to just say, like I wanted to get it out loud so that we could all sort of dissect it together.
Okay.
I have been dating someone, and it's a dude, and it's been going like really well.
Yeah.
And he went on a work trip, and he was gone for 2 weeks, and the whole time he was on his work trip, he was like, "I wish you were here." We were like sending naughty pictures back and forth. It was like
Okay.
it was really good. We were texting every day,
Okay.
and then he was like, "I can't wait until I get back home and we can see each other." And I'm like, "Yes, for sure." And so Wednesday night, he was supposed to come over.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, like all excited. I worked out. I did that thing where like I shaved every part of my body. I had to buy 3 new razors.
Hey,
Lathered
Sasquatch,
up,
Jesus Christ.
exfoliated.
Damn.
Yeah. And then does not show up.
Okay.
Wait.
Fuck him.
There you go.
Cancels or does not even
Just
cancel?
never comes. Just does not.
So,
not show
okay,
up.
first off, you're back to boys.
Well, no, I'm
Good
well,
man, I should
like
say.
it's a grown man.
Yeah.
It's definitely over 18.
Well, little boy at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
He's acting like a little boy.
So like when we started dating, we like got to a point where we were like, well, let's not like have sex with
Yeah.
anyone else. So then like
Yeah, yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
seeing anyone
other
else,
girls or whatever.
girls or boys. But
Or
now I'm like,
anything.
back to girls.
Yeah, I know. After this, you're like, you know what?
Yeah.
Because
back to
a
girls.
woman would not have done that to me. No way. And I would not have had to shave so hard for a woman too.
Okay, first off, I gotta. Have you heard from him since?
So listen. So 5:45 in the morning, get a text message
What?
that's like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I fell asleep on the couch.
Um,
I'm
What?
still in my work clothes."
wait a minute. Was this the day after?
It was so Wednesday night he was supposed to come.
Yeah.
Thursday morning I get the text.
What time was he supposed to come over?
He
On
was
Wed-
supposed to come over at 8 p.m. I get the text at 5:45 a.m. Fell asleep. But this is it. So listen. So then I text back.
No, we're all looking at each
Yeah.
other like, huh, this is
Yeah.
suspect.
So then I text back. Okay.
Yeah.
Have not
Yeah.
heard from him since.
Oh, fuck
Oh,
that.
he's an
dude.
asshole.
What a
Yeah.
dipshit.
I was like, if I
Yeah.
did that to someone, because listen, I am a sleepy person.
Yeah.
I love to sleep, and
We
you
know.
guys know this, and I will miss things. because
like
I'm
last
asleep.
week's show. Anyways, keep going.
And I will
Oh,
sleep.
really?
But if I do something, I'm like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Like I'm such an asshole. Like let me make
How
this
do I
up
make
to
it
you.
up? Yeah.
How do I And then I said okay, and he said nothing.
Also, that's 10 hours of sleep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was
That's
like, your
also
ass didn't.
sleeping.
Your
And
ass
I
didn't
know his ass
wake
did
up
not
at
fall asleep at no
midnight.
8 p.m.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if he did, he would have. Me, if I fall asleep at 8, I'm up at like midnight.
And
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
thing.
2
It's
in the
like,
morning.
The other
Yeah.
It's
thing-
not. It's like you wake up at like midnight,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh my god, shit, I'm so sorry. I
Yeah,
fell
I
asleep.
fell
It's
asleep.
not a full 12-hour, like like you're
Yeah.
not getting a full 8 hours.
Yes.
The
waking
other
up
thing
hydrated.
is, you know this is coming that night. If it was me, I would not be trying to fall asleep. I'd be getting
that's the
ready.
thing is,
I'd be
exactly.
prepping.
Yeah.
I'd be
Right.
like,
Putting an
yeah.
alarm on. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
like I
I'm
was
not gonna be like, I'm gonna lay
prepping.
down for a couple hours.
Exactly.
Exactly. Like I
Yeah.
went to work out. I
Yeah.
was like, I gotta work out. Then I gotta shower. Then I gotta do things that
I'm sorry,
ladies
that is
do.
just shade. No,
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's-
right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry that you
Asshole.
had to go through all that.
That's like fucked up. And then
Yeah.
here's the thing: is I actually liked him, so I cried.
Oh.
And I never do that about
Aw.
guys or girls.
But
I'm
it's-
like,
it's-
I don't care about you.
I mean, I don't think it's about them. It's just the feeling. It's not.
the
Yeah.
feeling
you
of
know,
like
feeling
being
Yeah.
like,
It's not a cool feeling to
Yeah.
feel like
Stood
that,
up.
so,
And
yeah.
putting in the
Yes.
effort. Putting-
Exactly.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
all
And
the
it-
effort.
and
Hey,
it
men
is
are
like
pigs.
that stood up feeling, right?
Yeah.
Where I'm like waiting for someone, and I was like, oh, you did not even care enough
Yeah.
about me.
Like just to say, like, hey, I'm not gonna
I'm
make it.
not gonna make it.
Yeah.
You look at that camera right now and you tell him how you really feel. Not that one, the other one.
I don't care about you.
Run camera.
I got you.
Listen, where's my camera? I don't care about you.
Say it to all
I
three
feel
cameras.
like I feel like Jinx is Judy Garland. Where's my camera?
You do a good Jinx as Judy Garland.
Thank
Yes,
you.
that one was
Yeah.
good.
That's the thing is
See?
I can do other people's impression of other people.
Yes.
But just not
But
your
not just my
impression
own.
of Jennifer Coolidge
Jennifer
or
Coolidge.
Cher.
Hey man, I can
I
do
mean, your
Trixie's impression
best
of, like,
is your Australian
it's not
accent.
Australian, but I can only
Yeah.
say that one
One
sentence.
phrase. That's it.
Have you ever
Yeah.
tried cocaine?
See how great? How great is that?
That's the
That's
only
all
thing
she
I
could
can
say.
That's the only
thing I
thing
can
she could
say.
say.
Wait, isn't your British accent pretty awful too?
No, my British accent. I was in a play once, and the play got universally panned.
Yeah.
They said we were all terrible.
What was the play?
Except it was a rope by It's a Hitchcock.
Hitchcock. Yeah.
And except for McEachran's accent was authentic.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
At the play, but like this place sucks.
Was
The
this
timing
at
is terrible.
Pensacola?
No, it was in Orange County.
Oh,
And they're
yeah.
like, the one redeeming quality is McEachran's accent is believable.
Believable. That's it.
Wow.
And it was a British accent.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Thank
there
you.
you go.
And when I was drunk in Scotland, I convinced
Oh yeah.
2 Irish guys that I was from
Oh.
Ireland, but they said the trashy part.
But they
Oh.
still believed
The
it.
They still
The
believed
trashy
it.
part.
They said you're from the trailer park. But so the thing was, is that I was all excited because I got a very nice bottle of wine,
Yeah.
and we were gonna watch the new Lindsey Lohan
Oh.
Christmas movie.
Yes.
So I was so excited.
So you haven't watched it?
So I haven't watched it because you know
What?
where you do that
So
thing
we
where
can't
like
even
at
talk
some
about it.
point.
Oh, we're talking about it because
Yeah.
I watched it and Aaron watched it.
Yes.
You know, at like some point you're like, okay, he's not. It's not looking like he's gonna come. But then I'm like, am I gonna start this movie by my? You know,
Girl, I
Yeah.
would
I'm
have
still
rolled up
sort
a
of
blind.
waiting.
I would have rolled up a blind.
That's what I should have done.
I
I should have
No
had that
shit.
got some
wine.
popcorn.
Yeah, that whole
And
I would have
bottle
still
was
cried.
yours.
But
I
I would have got over it
know.
quick.
Yeah.
I would have got over it.
And I think because
is
I
it
hadn't
at?
heard from
Yeah.
him, part of me was thinking that he was like just going to show up.
Yeah.
And then I did. I
Yeah.
want to be a little
Yes.
goblin
I
eating
get it.
French
I
bread.
know what you
like,
mean. Yeah.
'cause that-
French bread.
I had a giant thing of French bread.
Yeah.
I was like, this is gonna be so romantic. I got a baguette. I got a nice bottle of wine, and I got some goat cheese. And I thought, this is what we're gonna do. And we did not.
Girl, you should have called us.
I
We
know.
would've-
I would have gone over.
Next time, you always have to have a plan B.
Yeah.
You have a plan
Exactly.
B.
One on speed dial to be like, come over. You want to watch this movie?
Well,
Yeah.
exactly.
B.
That, I mean, I went out the next night.
Okay.
Yeah,
good.
good.
Plan B. Plan B. I can't talk.
Plan B.
Okay, should we talk about
Yes.
Lindsay Lohan's Plan B?
movie.
Oh, Falling for Christmas, her new Christmas flick on Netflix.
Can we start with the good?
Let's start with the good.
She looked amazing.
She
She looked
did
great.
look
The
amazing.
whole movie, she looked great.
I
She
am
looked
so
amazing.
here for this.
Yeah.
I am a Lindsay Lohan apologist.
Yeah.
Break that down. What does that mean?
It means no matter what Lindsay Lohan does, I'm like, well, she's
Oh
going
my
to
God.
be
I am the same way. I
Yeah.
love Lindsay. No
Like,
matter
What
what
did
she
you,
remember-
does.
okay, for both of you,
Yeah.
what did you think of Rumors? The album, right? Was it?
Yeah.
her album?
I'm sick of rumors
starting.
starting.
I
I'm
think
being
I love that
followed.
album, and
Yeah.
I love
She's in
the
a-
confessions of teenage
teenage
drag
queen.
queen.
Or drag queen.
Teenage
It
Oh
should
my
be
God.
a drag queen.
What if we did a show, Confessions of a Teenage,
Teenage
Drag
drag
Queen,
Oh my
queen.
God.
and we all dressed up like teenage
That would
versions
be
of
so
ourselves?
cool.
Selves.
And it
Oh
came
my
out.
God. Yeah.
Oh God, our coming
That
out
girl was a teenage drama queen. Oh God, that was so
Wow.
good.
Oh, I
We should
love
do it.
That would be
That'd be
hilarious.
awesome.
Write it, Brynne.
Somebody, if you want to sponsor us, let's
Yeah,
do it.
Yeah,
come on.
yeah.
Tita, sponsored by Tito's. No, I'm kidding.
Tito's and Durex.
Direct. No. Okay, Lindsay Lohan's Falling
Yes.
for Christmas. So what was your favorite parts, Eric? What, besides her looking amazing?
Ooh.
Was it bad?
Yeah.
This is let's give a so if you know the movie Overboard,
Yes.
Yes.
so it's
I thought the
Overboard but
same-
Christmas.
I thought the same
Oh,
thing.
It's
too.
literally
okay.
the same.
It's exactly the plot line to Overboard.
Overboard
Yeah.
is also a movie that people tell me is
Yes.
terrible, but I
Um,
still love.
I love it. Goldie
You know-
Hawn,
I
mean, it's
Kurt
basically
Russell.
rape.
The
Yeah,
ori-
it is.
the
Well,
ori-
it's not, this isn't like that. So.
No. Well, the original
Yeah.
one is definitely so. It's more like the remake of
With
Overboard.
Anna.
Yeah.
Out the rib.
It's definitely a plot
Yeah.
line that you've seen before for sure.
Yeah,
Okay,
and you
okay.
know
Yeah.
exactly how it's going to end.
So
Yeah.
she is
Exactly.
a rich
comforting to me.
daughter of
Yeah.
a hotel mogul
Okay.
Yeah.
in I forget what town or it's up in the woods.
Basically,
Yeah.
to me, she felt like she was Paris Hilton. Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
she's married to some influencer, getting married to some influencer. She falls
That's
down a
obviously-
hill.
Because obviously,
Yeah. And then gets rescued.
I kept saying like, okay, there's like moments where the boyfriend is like talking to other guys, and I'm like, is he flirting
Yeah.
with the other guys? I'm
Well,
so
like-
confused by this.
Is that what you're
tagline.
trying
and
to
the
convey?
references like the big fee, and then the guy was like, "Oh God," but he was like, "Oh."
Yeah, exactly.
It was. I was so
Oh.
confused.
Is that the subtext?
I
of
think it was just
Like,
written badly.
It was written
was
I mean,
horribly.
these movies are
Valley,
all
for sure.
written badly.
So
I could write one
she-
of these movies.
So her character falls off a cliff. She gets rescued by
Falls off a cliff.
While taking
Yeah.
a selfie.
Yeah, while taking a selfie. She
course.
gets rescued
What
by
an
Jack.
indictment of modern
know.
society.
She gets rescued by Jack, who owns this other little mom and pop
Motel,
inn.
that kind of-
Has no
Yeah.
idea that she is whatever, and then
Even
she's
though he ran
just
into
met
her,
her.
he ran into her like 2 hours before.
literally ran into her.
literally spilled coffee all over
Yeah.
her, but didn't
Yeah.
realize that that's
was
the
her.
same person.
Yeah.
So he rescues her. She doesn't remember anything about her, and she was a kind of a cunt before, and then now
Yeah.
she's like, "Oh, I'm finding the Christmas spirit."
I like
That's
making
Oh,
beds.
so then yeah.
Yeah, I like making
Okay.
a bed.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah.
But
Nobody likes me.
No.
okay, what was the good parts?
No, that she looked great. That
Is
was
that it?
How was her acting though? Because
Horrendous.
It was bad.
You know, yeah.
It was.
But it was also because it was terrible writing too.
But
Yes.
I wonder.
So you know what my opinion thing? I think
What?
Christmas movies are cheesy.
Yeah.
Always.
So I think they were trying to make it like a Christmas
Like a
traditional movie,
Hallmark.
but it
Yeah.
was just
Yeah.
too cheesy. It was
Yeah.
like
Wait,
They
Too
could have came up with a whole new
much.
plot line. Like,
Oh
you
my
know,
God,
it
like,
was too much.
But I was excited to see Lindsay. I loved
Yeah.
Lindsay.
Yeah.
I was
And there
like-
was a part that was great but cringy at the same time, and my
Was-
internal body wanted to explode from it. And it's the "Rocking Around the Christmas Tree" song comes on,
Oh
and
my
she goes, "This is my
God.
favorite song," and starts singing it. And I
She
was
really
like,
sings it.
Yeah.
and I was like, I don't know if I love this or hate this,
hate
but
it.
You
I
know?
feel a lot right now in my body.
I
Yeah.
know. I
Good
know.
cinema
Wait,
is
was it
supposed to evoke
the one
emotion.
she sang with the Mean Girls, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
it was
it
a
was
reference
like-
to
It was a
that.
reference.
I
Yeah.
did like the guy
Yeah.
who played Jack. He was in Glee.
Did he
was
have a
in Glee.
beard?
He did.
He had scruff.
Oh
he
yeah,
did.
he did.
And I actually didn't. He played a different character than he played in Glee.
Yeah.
I actually did
Yeah,
not
he was a
realize
guy.
that was him. And
I
I was
don't
like,
remember
okay.
him from
somebody's got some acting classes.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, that's
Glee. He was
good.
from Glee. I
Yeah.
didn't know
Yeah,
that.
he was like in the
The
in
later-
later.
The
Yeah.
later years.
Yeah, no, not the influencer. The guy that owns the.
Oh yeah, Jake. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was
Yeah.
on Glee. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love
the
Glee.
influencer guy who played Tad, George Young.
Tad.
I thought Tad.
No one is named Tad.
Yeah.
Stop.
Oh, in
putting
the
bad
movie
guys
it
in
They
is.
are
the
Tad
characters.
it is.
Yeah.
Every time you see somebody
I mean,
named
the
Tad in a movie, you're
minute-
like, that's the bad guy.
The minute he comes on the screen, you're like, oh girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh girl.
And
this is not.
okay, I would be really mean.
What?
His acting was so bad. I actually thought his accent was fake, but then I looked it up, and he
It's
actually
not.
is British.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just was bad
it
acting.
was
Why
bad
would they-
acting.
Why would they put him in the movie? Who is he? What's he from?
Even
I don't
Jake,
know.
even the guy from Glee did bad acting too.
They
and
all
I
did
was
bad-
surprised
But,
because
okay,
he
but
came
was
from a good
it-
show.
Yeah.
Was it bad acting or bad writing?
I think it was bad writing.
It
Because
could be
I
bad writing,
know-
bad directing. Because I would have been
Yeah.
like, you're doing that again. That was,
Yeah.
I did not feel any emotion.
But, like,
Yeah.
Lindsay Lohan is a good actress. I don't think that
She's
you
an
lose
amazing
that.
actress.
Where's
I
the
don't
receipts?
think- Mean Girls?
Well, she was playing
Confessions of a
herself.
Teenage Drama Queen?
yeah.
Playing herself.
She played an adult
I
Jamie
grew up
Lee Curtis.
in love with
I
the
have
Parent
one.
Trap.
I have
the
one
Parent
for you.
Trap for
Georgia
sure.
Rule.
Georgia Rule. she's
Georgia
Georgia
Rule.
Rule.
Jane
That's
Fonda.
right.
I just
Fantastic.
think that if you
She's
could
very
play
good in that.
two characters as a kid, you're good.
No, that's
Freaky-
true.
And in Freaky Friday.
Yeah,
she
and
played an
Freaky
adult woman.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
get this. She said in an interview with Jimmy Kimmel that her and Jamie
Jamie
Lee
Lee
Curtis
Curtis.
talked about doing Freaky Friday
Too.
too.
I'm here for it.
I am here
I'm
for
so
it.
excited
I
she's
love
back.
it. I can't
And I'm
wait.
just glad that she
Yeah.
is speaking in her regular voice.
Yeah.
This is what I think. I think she went through a really shitty time with her career. Everything. I
Oh.
feel like there's enough time that has gone by
Yes.
where this film is not the best. She's not the best actress in it, but I think it's going to open doors
Yeah.
for her career to come back.
Yes.
She's just once again proving that she's responsible and bankable and
Yeah.
that you can insure her on a movie set.
And
which
she
I
will
think
show up
she'll
without
show
being
up.
drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the thing. The film, you watch
it.
it because it's Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why I watched it.
The other
Yeah.
thing, it's horrible, but at the same time, you're like, okay,
Lindsay.
I'm
All
here for
Christmas
it.
wasn't-
movies
I will
are-
rewatch it again just
Yeah.
for her.
I
Just
wasn't
for-
mad that I watched it.
No.
I didn't feel like I
Yeah.
lost time in my
No.
life. I was just like, this is not what I expected
Yeah.
this
But
to be.
I
Yeah.
regularly watch those terrible Hallmark
Oh,
movies.
yeah.
Like,
It's just
I
like-
love them.
Christmas
and you
movies
always
are
know
all
how
kinda
they're gonna
terrible.
end. They're
Look at all of
terrible.
the Jenna or what's her name? She does the princess movies.
Vanessa Hutchinson.
All
my
three
God, the
parts.
princess
are
All three
like
parts.
cringy.
And now they're quadruplets.
I know it gets worse
Wait, there's
and
four.
worse.
There's another part.
There's another one coming
Yeah.
out where there's four of them.
Switch
Four of 'em.
Four of
She's
them.
playing four of
Four
herself.
different people.
What? Like, is three not enough? Like, two,
Apparently not.
Because she.
Wait, can I talk about something serious?
Hey, Vanessa Hutchins making
Vanessa
the money.
Hudgens'
so
career.
What about Candace Cameron?
Yes.
Going to that,
Girl.
leaving Hallmark to go to the Great American Family and saying,
She's crazy already.
Which
yeah.
is-
Oh
yeah.
no. She
Yeah.
said she's leaving Hallmark
Yeah.
because she wants to go to a place that is Christ centric, that features traditional marriages at its core.
Gross.
Yeah.
She's
And that
disgusting.
Gross.
Alternative
Yeah.
marriages will not
Yeah.
be.
Oh, gross.
Yeah.
That's why
How
she doesn't have a career.
disgusting
is
that?
Gross.
Yeah.
Also, good luck getting your hair and makeup done.
Exactly.
It's like I understand being Christian or whatever, but don't
I
put your
don't.
beliefs onto other
don't.
people. Like,
No,
you know,
don't.
like
But
it's
also
like
it's like-
you
That
literally worked on a set probably with everyone was gay.
You're from
Like,
Hollywood.
everyone was
Like,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
are you talking about?
Your hair, your makeup, your stylist.
Exactly.
Like, how
Your
did
husband's
exactly-
gay. I mean, come on.
And you've been in the entertainment business since you were a kid, so I'm for
Well, and for
sure
you
for a
to have
fact
a
she's been dealing with gay
platform-
people her whole life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
For you to have a platform like that and be like, I'm leaving
Yes.
Hallmark because they're not putting white
Yes.
heterosexual
Yes.
couples as the traditional marriage.
Yeah.
You
That
know what?
sucks.
She's stupid. I don't
Yeah.
And
like
then
her.
she
I-
goes on
Fuck
her
her.
post
Yeah.
and says, you know, that people misinterpret things. And no, you said
No,
what you
you're
said.
gross.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said it.
Yeah.
And you're
And-
doing it. You're
Yeah.
going to this network.
You're
Yeah.
not backtracking it. so-
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like,
People
fine,
are
whatever. If
stupid.
anything, maybe you
Yeah.
want to watch Hallmark more.
exactly.
Yeah.
Do you really? No.
Well, now I'm like, now I gotta watch Hallmark.
I know.
I'm
I don't
downloading
want to
the
watch
app now.
Hallmark.
Thank you,
I know.
Candace.
They-
Yeah.
I'm
they do
downloading
have,
the
like,
app. I'm
one-
downloading the app.
Now that you're gone.
Now that you're
They
gone,
do
I'm
have like
done.
one or two gay storylines. They're like
Yeah.
adding
There's a
more.
They're
bunch
adding.
more coming
Yeah,
out
they're
now
adding
in their
more.
12
Yes.
Days of Christmas.
And it sucks because, like, as a kid, I loved her Full
Yeah.
House.
Yeah,
like-
and Full House, yes.
She was okay.
But then
but-
everyone's now like,
But I don't like Full House no more.
No, exactly. Everyone's like,
That's all.
Stephanie was always the superior Tanner sister.
She was. But that's like all of this holiday season. We're going to get a bunch of shitty Christmas movies. I mean, look at
I
last
love
year.
it.
We had the Kristen Stewart debacle. That movie was horrid.
God,
and
that
we had
movie was
Jingle
bad.
All the Way, the gay one on
I
Netflix,
kinda liked
which
that one.
just
It was
I did
so
too.
bad.
Oh,
Yeah.
that
Jennifer
Britney-
Coolidge was the best.
Jennifer
I
Coolidge
feel like all
Coolidge.
the gay movies are cringy.
Yeah.
For me, they're all cringy.
and
I'm
that
like,
Britney
why?
Spears dance montage that
Oh
had
my
nothing
God.
to do with
Nothing
the
to do
entire
with
movie.
it.
It was
I haven't
so
seen
great.
that one. I need to see that.
Oh yeah, get high,
Jennifer
watch it.
Coolidge.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
okay.
You know who does a good Jennifer Coolidge is Eric, pretty much.
Wow.
No, now you're doing Owen Wilson.
so
I know you're
pretty.
doing it.
You're so pretty.
You both are awful at that.
Give us a
Stop.
minute to get into it. It's
Call
not
Mary
something
and
you
T.
just
Where's
jump
Mary?
into.
Where's
Where's
Mary
Can
MT?
she do Jennifer?
Yeah,
She
she
does, yeah,
does.
she
Sure
does.
does.
Yeah.
Wait, I just lost my train of thought. Oh, I
That's
wanted
okay.
to do a shout out. So, friend of the podcast made Out Magazine's 100 for
Yes.
2022.
Yay.
Dr. Carlton,
Yes.
who's been on the show, the Butt Doctor. He made their list of Out Magazine's 100. I thought that was
Amazing.
awesome. He's on the
So
list
cool.
with like Jinx Monsoon, what's her name, Kim Chi, a bunch of other queer and LGBT.
Yeah, I'm on there. You saw me #1.
Just writers, people who influence the community all over the country are on this list, and he made the list. I thought that
Yes.
was so
Congratulations.
cool.
Awesome.
Congrats.
Congrats.
Yeah.
But before we go, we haven't done this in a while. I wanted to end it on a good
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
story.
nice.
Remember, we
You
used
got to
do
make me
this?
cry.
So since we were talking about comic books and Wakanda Forever and all that, there was this grandma who, in order to relate to her 13 grandkids, she her oldest grandkid, who is 18, moved in with them, and she decided to watch every single Marvel movie from that has been put out from release date to the newest one, and take notes so she can relate to her grandkids and have something to talk about with them. So her grandson,
cute.
who's 18, she asked, "Do you want to sit and watch this marathon with me?" Which was hours and hours. It took like a whole weekend or so. And he videotaped like just videos of her. She didn't know of her literally
Taking
with her
notes?
notepad taking notes and posted it on TikTok, and it went viral. And she just he asks her grandma in the video, like, "Why are you doing this?" And she's like, "I just want to be able to have conversations with my grandkids and be interested in what they're interested in."
That's
Isn't that like
That's
the-
so awesome.
the opposite of what old people are like now.
I
which is like,
know.
you
I
talk
know.
to me about fidelity.
Yeah, like,
No,
why are you
she was
watching
like-
that
yeah, exactly.
violence?
Yeah.
Instead, she's like, "These are what my grandkids are in. I am gonna watch hours and hours of Marvel movies so I can relate to my
They
grandkids."
should put her in a Marvel movie.
right?
should.
Oh, I think
Yeah,
that
for
is
a
so
cameo.
cute.
That's so cute.
That's so cute.
But I thought that was like, aw,
That's very sweet.
yeah.
I love that.
There you
Yeah.
go.
We love
I
that
thought
when
we'd
you
end
cry.
it on something nice and positive. But
I love
Jazzlene, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So,
I had a
how do
good
people
time.
get in contact with you? Where do they find you on social media? All of that good
What
stuff.
shows
So
are
you can
coming
find
out?
Yeah.
What hap-
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
promote
and shows.
everything.
Yes.
You can find me on Instagram, Jazzlene East Coast, Jazzlene Jazzlene East Coast. You better know how to spell that. You can find me on TikTok as well. I couldn't even talk.
I know.
As Jazzlene East Coast. You can find me every second Sunday at Stun Riches. The Ultimate Brunch is finishing, so I will be doing my last one this Sunday, November 26th.
Yeah,
Yeah,
tomorrow, right?
November
No,
26th.
next week.
Next week.
It's the 27th. Thank
Next
you.
Sunday,
Yeah.
November 27th is going to be my last ultimate brunch. Other than that, if you want to catch me, just follow me and you
There
guys
you
can see me.
go. And you guys, it will be the last Ultimate Brunch. So if you haven't seen it, you can get tickets on their Instagram. It's Ultimate Drag Brunch San Diego. It'll be next Sunday.
Next Sunday.
Go check it out. Courtney
Yeah.
or Strawberry did such a great job with it. So it's the last one. Go
Yeah.
support.
It's such a fun show.
Yeah.
You guys will love
How
it.
do people find you, Eric?
You can find me on Instagram at Daddy Bear Eric.
And Brynne.
You can find me on Instagram at @RealBrynneMac.
There you go. And you can follow me. It's Tony_Baloney_Macaroni on Instagram.
And go in and vote for what the name.
Yes,
Pick the
so
name
it's still
for
going on for a
Lil
new
Gnome.
mascot.
Yes.
This is her. We've gotten
Yes.
some great names.
amazing.
Yeah, so we
She's
are gonna figure out I'm gonna pick the top 4,
Love it.
and then we're gonna put it on our Instagram story and have all of you vote on which is your favorite, and then we'll announce the winner, and the winner is gonna get a little bit of our swag and a gift card. We're gonna send it out to you, so you can either go on our Instagram, whoinvitedher_podcast, and leave a comment or DM us, or email us thegang@whoinvitedher.net. We're going to do that. Don't forget to follow the show. And if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe. And we're still on Out at TV every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. But that is it for us, everybody. We will see you, next week for our Thanksgiving episode.
Oh, yay.
Bye. See you
Bye.
later. There we go.